Welcome back to CVM Live. It's now time for our major stories in detail. The public defender made it clear that the JCF internal committee did not have the authority to make a ruling, which in essence overturned the recommendations of the West Kingston Commission of Inquiry. The public defender fired back at the JCF, saying they will not back down in their quest to demand accountability for the West Kingston Security Forces operation. Details from Joel Croskill, who now reports that the latest developments goes contrary to the plans of the government in making things right.
The report as published is very worrisome, and as a result we have had to respond to it.
The public defender issued a terse response on Wednesday to the published findings of the Ray Palmer-led investigation into officer conduct during the West Kingston military operation in May 2010.
What we see now is the police impugning the report of the Commission of Inquiry and saying that so far as we understand, nothing wrong occurred.
Peeved about several points made in the update from the internal committee of the JCF, the public defender dismissed their reports, setting the record straight. It is our understanding that the police commissioner has accepted the report by the JCF committee. Those recommendations, among other things, pointed out that the 5 officers should no longer lead police operations because lawmen under their control were found to be excessive in their actions against civilians. They also recommended that the JCF conducts a review of its operations with a view of preventing a repeat of occurrences in the May 2010 search for Christopher Dudas Coke. The public defender is strongly of the view that the JCF had no right to review itself.
So what we really have is a report that has been accepted by the government, and then an agency of government, that is the security force, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, saying, we don't accept this. And they have, to my mind, come out with a strong position referring to the commissioners as confused, biased, convenient. They highlighted several instances in which it questioned the procedures used by the commissioners to accept evidence and to draw conclusions. And this is an untenable state of affairs. It can't stand. We can't have an agency of government saying one thing and another part of government saying another thing.
The public defender pointed out that the work of the Compensation Committee and the West Kingston Commission of Inquiry should be respected and will not be slighted by the JCF.
The police is saying nothing went wrong. Within our operations, all went good. Or is it that they're saying all went good with us? But hey, it was the soldiers. We do not know that. But certainly to the extent that we have had 76 dead on Earl Witter's report, 69 on the police's report, there has to be accountability. Has to be. It can't go without being challenged.
The Attorney General has been contacted by the public defender, and the public defender is pressing for accountability.
So our position is that the Commission of Inquiry was established in law under the Commissions of Inquiry Act. The commissioners were appointed by His Excellency the Governor General in his representative capacity as a head of state. The report on its completion was delivered to the Governor General. We're of the view, following back that same trend, it now falls within the jurisdiction of the Honorable Attorney General, who is the principal legal advisor to the government of Jamaica, to render her advice.
She told CVM that the Attorney General must be given time to examine all reports and to form her opinion on the issues.
In a bizarre turn of events this afternoon, men believed to have been traveling in a stolen Honda CR-V in the downtown Kingston area reportedly slammed into 2 vehicles before being cornered by officers, with whom a shootout ensued before the men made their escape. CVM's Nika Lewis tells us more.
Details of the incident are somewhat sketchy, but from what alleged eyewitnesses claim, it appeared to be another showdown with police and criminals sometime after 3 Thursday afternoon. In the end, they say the men believed to be thieves outdid the lawmen and fled the scene. It appeared to some that the CRV was speeding towards North Street before the driver lost control of the vehicle and slammed it into a Probox car before slamming it into another car, blocking a section of the North Street before police arrived. That's when they say the heavy gunfire could be heard.
It's coming down the road, and then we see some holy bad driving go on. I see a man try to turn the corner in such a speed where him actually lick on the vehicle when him turn the corner. Then we see say him out to lick on the vehicle and do the same thing, and then when it stop, him run out. And some police start run off by him, and him start to take him, say police start fire off by him. So him don't stop or him continue run until him turn off on the road. Police decide to chase him and him run left the vehicle and everything. And pick them on the vehicle. Them colliding on another vehicle was coming towards the stoplight. You see me? The right is now. The other vehicle where him swing from, go all the way to the stoplight, go stop. When after him hit off by him and lick the back.
In the aftermath, broken headlights, a wrecker, several police officers, 3 damaged vehicles, and some amount of traffic in the area, but none of the gunmen remained. Nika Lewis, CVM Live.
Gov.jm is a project being led by the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology through its technology implementing entity, eGov. The project supports the government's priority to offer services designed around clients' needs and by eliminating bureaucratic processes. CVM Live's Joel Croskill has that report.
By bringing together information now housed on numerous government websites into a central place, Gov.jm will become the government of Jamaica's online gateway to all government information and services. That was the message emerging from the launch of the government portal.
No longer will you have to remember the 200 and odd government websites, which provides you with the services that you may be looking for. After today, you will only need to remember just one. You will only need to go to one place to access all of the services that government provides online. Ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed a game changer.
Some services to be accessible through gov.jm include tax and traffic fine payments and queries, motor vehicle registration, bill payments, applications for passports and other certificates, as well as import and export permits, among other things.
Questions like, where do I go to register a business? How do I pay my taxes? Do I need a visa? And where do I go to get a visa? How can I donate money to meaningful causes in Jamaica? Ladies and gentlemen, these are only a few of the questions and challenges that many people have faced when trying to engage us as a country. And this is why I am so excited this morning, because I believe we have made a quantum leap in solving these challenges.
While Prime Minister Andrew Holness recognized the initiative that was 7 years in the making as a positive one, he held some reservations about why it took so long to accomplish.
I'm not impressed at all that it has taken us so long to do this. If you notice, we dropped 20 odd places in the global ranking. Not because, we have just deteriorated. The truth is that other countries have done much more than we have.
Instead, the Prime Minister believes the knock-on effect of the new portal could be to create greater efficiencies in government agencies.
Bringing the information together forces the bureaucracy to start to look at its business processes and engineer them for efficiency. So, whilst I celebrate this as an achievement, really what I'm celebrating is that the various departments and agencies of government will now have to look at their business processes, see where there are redundancies, integrate them, and make them more efficient.
Joel Croskill, CVM Live.
The closure of the popular St. James attraction, Aquasol Theme Park, by the Urban Development Corporation, UDC, this week has angered a number of stakeholders in the parish, who now fear the argument proposed by the corporation to rehabilitate the facility is merely a cover-up to place the park into private hands. As Nika Lewis reports, the citizens are adamant they will not allow such a move by the authorities.
There is a strong inkling by some citizens in St. James that the closure of the Aquasol theme park is to be sternly watched, lest it results in the privatization of the property like a number of other beaches in the parish. Former Mayor of Montego Bay and JLP Senator Charles Sinclair told CVM Live while he understands the need to renovate according to the UDC, the timing is a concern.
I have not seen anything that is concrete, and I don't go by rumors and speculation. But I just know that looking at how things have happened historically in other areas where you may find a closure, people become used to a particular situation, and then we see that it moves into a more private arrangement is where I have the concern. If we go to St. Ann, Puerto Rico Beach was closed, and shortly after that, we heard that it went into private hands.
He would like to see the public still having access even after the rehabilitation, which was deemed necessary by the authorities who claim groins are needed due to the extensive erosion.
In speaking with the chairman of the UDC, I believe the work should commence on those groins sometime in this year, before the end of December, that I would expect that to commence. But I also believe that there are some other issues that relate to the UDC retaking the property, and that is a private arrangement between the person who is a tenant and the Urban Development Corporation. And I'm certain that there are persons who are legally trained, and they would have in any event gotten legal advice at the UDC that would indicate what their legal position is.
In a letter sent to CVM by the lawyers representing Mr. Carlisle Allen and by extension Aquasol through his company Reggae Adventures Limited, it's alleged that the UDC illegally locked out their clients in an attempt to take over the property. Attorney Jennifer Mesado and company stated the UDC chained up the gate to the property without any kind of notice, despite the tenants using the property for some 10 years, allowing ordinary Jamaicans access to the beach. Meanwhile, veteran journalist and publisher at the Western Mirror, Lloyd B. Smith, said the move by the authorities was wicked. He sought to appeal to the St. James Municipal Council and other authorities to take a stand for the people, lest the people lose another place of recreation in the already crime-torn parish.
I would want to appeal to Dr. Horace Chang in particular, under whose aegis I suspect this matter would fall, to ensure that this beach does not fall into private hands. And if that were to happen, there must be a rider which states that the general citizenry must be able to access the beach at a nominal cost. If this is not done, I, along with many well-thinking citizens, will be prepared to take to the streets.
Nika Lewis, CVM Live.
A visit by a Caribbean mayor to Kingston is expected to boost relations with the two countries, particularly as it relates to local government, but also to economic prospects as well. Margie Gordon reports.
The visit by Mayor George Ram of Mayario Rio Claro in Trinidad and Tobago is hoped to rekindle relations with Jamaica and the Twin Island Republic. In expressing the importance of the visit, Kingston's Mayor Delroy Williams says this could be the vehicle that helps to expand Jamaica's reach in the Caribbean and Latin American region.
For the city of Kingston, we have been, as part of our vision, is to play a greater role at the local government level in Caribbean politics. So it's really to have strengthen our connections and relationships with cities and towns across the Caribbean. And so this is a first step in doing that. Which is also important for us is that we have, as part of our vision also, we said that we wanted to extend our reach into Latin America.
He feels too that the visit will help the two countries to develop local government bonds.
We also would like to use this opportunity to enhance the connections between Mayara and Kingston, to explore possibilities in terms of the creative industry in Mayara. We have had that discussion. Jamaica and Trinidad overall, of course. In Jamaica and Trinidad overall, and the relationship would be, it's meaningful, and mutual successes we anticipate will follow from this.
And while these benefits are expected, the mayor from Trinidad also wants to learn from the local government system here so as to aid with reforms there.
I have set up a committee in my council to deal with social services, so I am preempting it and actually putting things in place. So more information I could gather from you, how your process works and so we could really look and bring it within that municipality of Mayara, Rio Claro, and by extension within Trinidad.
Marjorie Gordon, CBM Live.
More news coming your way later on in News Live in 5. But straight ahead, our panel discussion. Major concerns raised across the country and the globe with the obvious Chinese influence and their industry dominance. Their presence and apparent control is being justified by the government. The Chinese overrun. We'll take on this topic with our panelists, Government Senator Consultant Aubin Hill, and immediate past president of the Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica, Carvel Stewart. Panel discussion is next.